Hello and welcome to the next lesson. And this time we'll be working on the line art and the base colors which we'll use for our character, and we'll focus in using symmetry. If you don't have this feature in your Photoshop version, you can just enable rulers, set them in the middle of the drawing, and then after making one of the halves of it, you just copy it, paste it, transform it, flip it horizontally, so you can get the two halves. In my case, since I'm working with Photoshop, I'm using the paint symmetry feature, and the brush I'm using now, as you can see, is not the same I used to sketch the model, or even similar. It just presents total opacity. It's totally black, and in the borders it has a slight texture. You can find it in the general preferences of Photoshop in the preset brushes, and well, it wouldn't be too hard to adopt one we already have to have this effect. If you can't, you can just find one on the internet probably, or if you already have one with which you usually ink, it will work just fine. As you see with the symmetry feature, it's quite fast. There are times in which we have to repeat it because we missed something or we don't like the result. But anyway, in my case, what I do is disable the symmetry because there are certain parts in which I don't want it to be symmetric. For example, in the eyes, or, well, who knows which else. As you can see, there's not much more mystery to it, and it's something that comes natural because it's as easy as doing your sketch. And, well, beyond a doubt, using this Photoshop feature, which I rated as pretty good, it helps us get some drawings instantly, so to speak. Well, as you see, I'm already introducing some details, but in case of the eyes, I have to draw them separately and disable the symmetry, so it's something I leave for the end. This would be almost finished now. As you see, I have to repeat several times some details because many times one doesn't settle for the result. And we only have some details left, like the knees, ankles, etc. And, well, those little details also include, well, no one says you can't keep on putting on some more details to the clothing, or, for example, I decided to create a more modern underwear for the witch I'm designing. You can add some kind of tattoo or piercing, or, well, the important thing is that you like your character. And, well, this would be it. What's left? Disabling the symmetry, as I was saying. Whatever you draw in one side won't affect the other side of the reflection in the drawing. So now I'm going to draw the eyes. And now we'll color it. Let's go to Window, Extensions, Adobe Color Themes. And explore to see which color palettes we can get, introducing different words. Well, if you don't like this tool too much, you have other options on the internet. which can offer a color palette quickly. And for example, I usually use this one, or I also use colors.co, or even on Pinterest. There are loads of color palettes that can be quite attractive to be working with. The secret is not to exceed 5 basic colors, and then from that is where you generate a bit the rest of the colors. But if you do exceed those, it can result in a saturation, and in the final result could be unpleasant to the view. Well, for example, I searched for Halloween and a series of colors popped up in which we can see there are from pastel colors to less saturated ones, some color groups that are quite showy, etc. And when we add them, they go straight into our swatches panel, and that would be the result of using this extension. From those is where we'll get our base colors. Since the color I want for my witch's skin is not there, I choose it myself. Well, there's not much mystery about this. It's just taking the color swatches and this and establish a general coloring of all our character. So I'll fast forward this so it isn't too boring, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.